Are you pondering on whether to get a pond? What I love about mine is just being able to prod about with it. It's not just kids that like to get a stick and poke around to see what they can find. This pond was here when we moved house, and gradually I've added some more water holes in replacement of the old shrubs that overshadowed it. Now ponds like some shade, but mine was already near a hedge and a tree which provided plenty anyway. First reason for creating a pond is to provide space for wildlife. We had a visitor from this young cheeky squirrel in the summer, but there was a standoff between him and our free-range chickens. We weren't sure what was going to happen, so I ended up shooing the squirrel away and he didn't come back. But we get plenty of birds and newts and frogs, and it's just fascinating when you first discover some frogs spawn, or you upturn a rock and you find a newt hiding under it. Also, they control your slug population too. Second reason is it's surprisingly enjoyable. I saw my first and only dragonfly in the garden last summer, so I can't wait to see if I get some more. We all tend to congregate around the pond and hang out there waiting to see what we can spot next. Third reason, it's educational. I'm learning all sorts from identifying insects to all the different depths needed for certain water plants. Fourth reason, it's a pretty and peaceful place to spend time, and you can watch the ever-changing scenery or get creative by adding new plants and fountains and brooks and fairy gardens and all sorts, and it can be a lifelong hobby. If you're not sure whether to get a pond, you can simply start off with a little tub of water, keeping it topped up through the summer months to see what happens. I'm always changing the layout, and last year I added a smaller pond. It was really easy to do, just dug a hole, created some layers, covered it with some fish pond liner, put some small round plastic pebble pool on top of it. The reason I put the pond liner down first was just to create a more boggy area for some marginal plants. I just covered it with rocks and soil. For the pebble pool, all I added was a bit of gravel in the bottom and a few rocks. So even though I'm a complete pond novice, I've still managed to create and extend this area of the garden. It's winter now and there's plenty of leaves still left on the ground for the wildlife to hide under. We've actually had a few frosts, but Forest of Vizslas is still visiting the pond, and the kids have been having lots of fun breaking up the ice and discovering ice bubbles. I'm going to go now and read up on how to keep my pond clean. Hopefully I've convinced you to maybe think about having a pond and maybe give it a go yourself.